Greetings, everyone. My name is Addervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In today's morning live stream, I'll be covering a combination of both Veersmith levels and other levels I found online, primarily focusing on the former for the next 2 to 2.5 hours. And afterwards, I'll showcase some art on the Discord server. Welcome to stream Paul, Jidok, G-Pocket, Pixel Boy, J Butters, Jaden, Raccoon, Sylveon, and Indomizer, as well as all the other people who are lurking or those I missed. Hey Manubi, Sunflora. Oh, that's cool. Have you played Battle Networks 1 through 3 before that? Just curious. Well, if you want the easier experience, Red Sun. Red Sun because Gut Soul and Start Soul are really powerful. After Gutsman has been kind of a joke for most of the games, his Soul Unison suddenly becomes really powerful in that game. What are friends for? Alright, so first on today's lineup is Hawkscar Village Temple by Jidok74, 22 play, score of 8. So how's your weekend gaming been, everyone? That's cool to hear, Jaden. That's why it's on my eventual to play list. Oh yeah, if you've been keeping track of announcements on my Discord server, as I mentioned, I'm going to be taking about 1 month break from streaming in about 3 weeks to refresh my creative engines and to avoid burnout. I'll still be recording things like, for example, Steam Next Fest, but in post. No fire here. Again, Jaden, most of the people actually watch the Steam Next Fest videos in post anyways. They don't attend the live stream, so nothing much, from the channel's sake, nothing much was wasted or lost. Let's see, in terms of games I'm currently playing, before I reach vacation, I will be finishing Eden Genesis and Partners in Time. That I can confirm. And ideally, I'll be streaming the Freak Jam 2 entries in about a week or 2. Yeah, I prefer coming back than doing that. That's fair, J Butters. Again, Jaden, with that game, most of my views came from in post, so really, the way I actually made that LP actually helped the view count on that on those videos, because that allowed me to actually produce videos at more carefully produced times, instead of just live streaming all the mistakes and whatnot. So overall, it actually helped with the quality of that. And you already submitted a level, Sylv. I'm not doing another one in right now. Marking weaknesses, eh? In general, for these indie games, especially for Let's Tries, I prefer to do it well, it depends on what type of indie game it is. Like, if it's a co-op thing, of course it's gonna be live streamed. Hey, Power. But solo, it depends on the game. Maybe. Thing is, Indomizer, I started stopped doing memes and react streams, namely because I wanted to cover more games themselves than actually having meme reaction videos, as that usually take a lot of extra time and energy I wanted to save for other things, like gaming and personal projects. In fact, personal projects is the reason why I've been having fewer videos this week. Nikki, you'll find out exactly what I've been doing in about a week and a half. That is fair, Sunflora. I like to give it more of a... I like to prefer players find it themselves. I mean, you can still post them and share it to others. Okay, bombs away. Yeah, I can see why this would be a weakness with this boss setup. Which is fair. There are other streams that you cover memes, but I don't really have as much time to stream variety stuff like that. Well, not really anymore anyways. Really, it wasn't so much the meme section that was becoming an issue, it was a React showcase, really. If it does come back, I'm gonna give it with very strict requirements, like you can only post one meme or one React per day or something. Yes, I'm gonna say I'm not looking forward to it. I'll put your level on the list, but I don't think I'll be covering it. And of course, Oscar puts 2 more levels in the list. It's just adding to the pile over and over. I'm not going to make any comments on Brothership until I get to it, or play more of the RPG saga. Really, Power? I can understand exhausted, but frustrated? No, does not how to describe me yet. If you want to see me sound exasperated and or frustrated, tune in to tonight's stream. Oh yeah, also the schedule. Thank you for reminding me that. Tonight, Eden Genesis. Tomorrow morning, continuation of Partners in Time. It's gonna be a longer stream for Partners in Time tomorrow as well. Like 2.5 to 3 hours. Oh yeah, Star Crash. Anybody? Rip. That's fair, J-Butters, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. Especially 1.9, I wouldn't say this is text edited. That would have more proof. If you're ever busy with other things, that's fine. Oh, you signed your death warrant. Solid stage, kind of rompy, but it gets the job done. So let's add these 2 levels to the pile, which I'll probably cover in 2 months for Oscar. Second up is Ultra Carrier Tree Gravitron City by Sunflower Zimmeril. 11th place score tree. Oh. I will say, in terms of the LPs I'm currently posting on the server, I currently finished most of the content in Code Bunny. I will return back to that game once the Secret Dreams expansion comes out in a few months. Once that's done, I can truly close off that LP. In we go. That's neat, Manubi. Let's pay more attention this time. Yeah, I said that I prefer to cover all the contest entries in their own stream. That way you can put them all in a good cycle. Napalm Man's one of my favorite designed RMs for Mega Man 5, and I just meme a lot of things there. Oh boy. Okay, I guess we go back up now. You'll have to ask Galaxy about that. Ah, I should have just damage boosted earlier. Perfect. That's what I should have done the first time around. Oh, pfft. Ran out. The screen is flipping and or rotating. That is the gimmick of this level, main mechanic slash gimmick of the stage, and it does some pretty funky stuff with that. Switching gravity fields, perhaps. Yeah, that's what killed me. So also, as for games I may be covering, there is at least one indie game I'm gonna cover before the start of my vacation, and we'll continue in the post. I won't reveal what it is right now because, spoilers. Oh yeah, the other game I'll be beating before the start of my vacation, Snow Bros. Wonderland. That'll be next Sunday because I need to take a break this Sunday after tomorrow evening. And of course, tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday, so, yeah. That's Rolls route down there. Let's go take the lower route then. Well, I have this. Might as well use it. Spin! That's cool, as we're rotating. Okay. No, that wasn't an escape. Put me down. Get me off this crazy ride. Hang on a moment. Spin. Yeah, fall down. What platforms is Snow Bros. Wonderland for? Let's see. Snow Bros. Wonderland is for the PC, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. Gotcha. Okay, this rotates up. I need to get on the left side. Okay, I got this key this time. Yeah, how do I get to that teleporter? Oh, wait, I got the rotations backwards. I thought this okay. I thought this teleport on the right side was taking me clockwise. It's counterclockwise. No, this is clockwise. I'm not getting... See, the thing is I'm not really getting this as much because the arrows are just confusing me now. Next key. Next key. I disagree with your statement, Powered. It only really has a poor sense of direction for this screen. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm out. See, the issue with this thing is that because we don't really have a gravity rotation mechanic straight in the engine, gravity rotation or gravity flipping, we have to basically amount to teleporting to a manually flipped version or rotated version of the stage. And that can be a bit disorienting. I thought I was on the right end, and that can be a bit disoriented. If it was to physically show you the rotation, it wouldn't be so bad. That's it, let's try taking a different route. That was annoying because I thought I was on the right end, but of course, it converted a tap input to a full input, so now I have to do that again. Yeah. The one thing that irks me, and what made me like a Dragon Man Reignited more. Too soon. I like how this mechanic's used in this stage, but I would change up how that screen works. It should still be in VODs. Also, it can be edited down in post, keep that in mind. And I would prefer you wait until the edited version so I can clean up the repeated text and several mistakes. Alright, that's 2. And we're out. Okay, let's get out of here without screwing up again. That is a bad choice of tiles. That looks like it should be a solid platform. But that's actually the background. With the intended solution of that puzzle, a checkpoint right after it's not necessary. The issue is that it doesn't really clarify what it's exactly trying to get you to do, or how progression works in that. Okay, wait for left. Okay, so the easy way to get through that is just to always focus on the left teleporter. Okay, here's a problem. When you see this, I think, oh, yeah, this should be a platform. No, it's actually in front of the player, even though it's not really parallaxed. So, the thing left of it is actually solid, by the way. But yeah, I would fix that and just remove that part because it just messes. Perhaps, right now the gravity rotation is mainly used for linear progression. Nothing more. Excuse me. I have more problems with the visual issues in that one screen than the actual linearity. I don't mind this gimmick being just a purely linear thing to show how we're just traveling around the stage in different orientations. I'm okay with that. What I prefer is to make it less confusing in a few spots. Like, have a more distinct arrow showing what's happening. Oh, guess I'll never know then, Jedok. Well, X8 16-bit is now kind of open source, so... Huh? Now I'm paranoid, sorry. This is Base's route. Or... What happens if I try going through it? I see. And yes, I know I'm breaking this, I just want to see what happens. I made a mistake and interpreted there would be one more earlier. Fine, let's see what this route is. see, But yeah, for Snow Bros. Wonderland, we're gonna be finishing that game in about a week. We're quite enjoying the experience. It's a very fun, a very fun co-op. Whoa! A very enjoyable co-op time. A great modernization of the arcade classics, which I never played. Then that note, I need to finish a Slam and Roll. See you later, Jaden. Is it safe down there? Okay, let's test. Okay, it's safe. How good is Snow Bros? It's pretty fun, especially in co-op. It's basically a modernization of an arcade game, and they did a fairly well job. Like, compared to most other 2D to 3D translations, Snow Bros. Wonderland just hit the mark very well. It even has more complicated 3D platforming than a bunch of other 3D dedicated platformers. It's kind of funny. I wish there were variations to the Yellow Devil pattern. Keep this one as an iconic original, but at least make it less. It would make it less boring. Okay, that's not it. If it's always this one exactly the same, but this was his weakness. Oh no. I'm actually more worried about the spikes, but I'm gonna be standing here, thank you very much. Oh phew, that one got suddenly scary with the more compressed arena. If I do the 2 original arcade entries, it's probably going to be with either Joe, Miles, or Amelia. I prefer to randomize patterns as well, or at least give the level designers the option to pick which pattern set to use. Again, the first game's pattern set is iconic, but it gets boring always having the same one over and over. At least in most of the other boss encounters in this game, they do vary up their attack patterns and instead of following a very strict A to B, A, B style. Yeah, I would give this stage an upvote if that one room didn't exist and the decorations didn't obscure what was actually solid. My favorite versions of the pattern would probably be 3 and 11. 11 especially because you can you can force them to change their pattern quite a bit by playing very aggressively. It's actually one of the very few Yellow Devil encounters where you can speed up immensely if you use their full tool set. Even more so compared to other games if you use their weaknesses. It's also one of the Yellow Devils who's actually vulnerable for most of the fight. Effectively. Alright, number 3 up is Mishmash 2, Vanishing in the Space Fortress by Nuclear Stomp, 11 play, score 4. Not only is it rarely cycle-based, but due to how the power gear works, combined with the weakness, you can make them vulnerable for the most of the fight. Meme. Okay, don't fight them. As I said, favorite currently is 11s. And at least in the classic series. X series is of course Shadow Devil. Eleven pretty much fixed mini-map problems with most devil encounters anyways. As a matter of fact, I wish we had more Fortress bosses in 11, along with at least one more Fortress stage in that game in general. See, I don't actually mind waiting during the devil encounters that much. My issue is how long you have to wait without the player being able to do anything to the boss, to either speed up or slow down the process. Okay, let me finish this section and I'll clarify my point a bit of what irks me about many devil encounters. Up. Am I safe here? Yes. Okay. The first Yellow Devil encounter in Mega Man 1 was an iconic entry to the Fortress boss series, but looking back, it was very repetitive, always following a strict pattern of first forming on one side of the screen, then the eye shows up when it's fully formed, shoots, then it starts to split and form on the other side of the screen, rinse and repeat. And the issue with that is how long the boss spends being completely immune to all of your attacks. Like 15 seconds. It feels like 15 seconds or so. I'm kind of exaggerating. With Mega Man 1, you can mitigate this by using the pause glitch. But with 3 and onwards, you pretty much have to use weaknesses. Which is why 11 is one of my favorite ones, because okay, it's not quite cycle-based, but more important than that, by using your full toolset, you can make the boss vulnerable for the majority of the fight. And not only that, you can control the flow of the fight. See, my other thing about the, for example, 1 in 3's Yellow Devil encounters is that you can't really make them faster without special weapons or exploiting bugs. Well, even then, it's not that as fast, and you can't really make them slower than usual. You don't have as much control over the fight. But with 11, thanks to the speed and power gear, not only can you make the fight faster by playing more aggressively, you can also make it a bit slower if you want to play it safer. The game gives you the control over that. Not to mention some of the patterns actually go faster than the same iteration. That's why 11's is so That's why 11 has my favorite devil encounter, because it gives a lot of initiative to the player on how to handle it. Even after I'm okay with the initial phase forming because, hey, 10-15 seconds, but after that, you have a lot of control. Not to mention you can actually slow that down if you want. I haven't played Power Battlers or Fighters yet, so I'll check it out there. Dark Moon, I like the Dark Moon encounter in Starman Upgraded 2's demo, but otherwise, Yeah, 11's ending was kind of, okay, the fortress for what it was interesting, but it felt kind of underbaked. Like, I like the introduction in Pursuit, but... Come back down. Oh boy. Let's reset that. That may have been a bad idea. Yeah, terrible idea. Yeah, the one by Xenostar. Currently in development. Eight's devil encounters were actually more non-traditional than you would think. It didn't quite have the same goo pattern that devils usually have. And for that, it resulted in a more interesting set. I need to do that again. Interesting set of encounters. It's not traditional, but I appreciate they wanted to experiment. Oh, darn it. I thought that could be a separate route. I'm not referring to anything from Mega Man Zero for this statement. Or ZX, otherwise I would have talked stuff like the Rainbow Slime. Or Rainbow Devil. Eep. I wish I had slide jumping. Yep, that's their archetype. A round bipedal mass with an eye in the center. There is another variant I've talked about before, but that's kind of a spoiler for a different series, so I'm not going to bring it up again. Oh yeah, Twin Devils is also another neat variation. And also, Mega Man 1 Powered Up's variation of Devil was interesting. I know it kind of feels close to the original design until you get the hard mode, where he has that freaking laser, where they have that freaking laser beam attack. Me true. This is the correct path. At last. Who's Tutor P? I'm dead. I disagree with how Mega Man 11 should have two fortresses. It was 11 was sort of a soft reboot slash somewhat back to basics. Well, not to the same extent as 9 and 10, but what I would prefer for its fortress would have been like 5 stages. 3 regular stages that are fortress, the 4th one is the rematch stage, 5th one's the final boss. Ah, thank you, Raccoon. And I guess power. Oof. That was fast. This fight becomes a lot more difficult when you can't slide. I'm not sure what game you're referring to, Sylv. I do appreciate having this sort of time limit because of the spikes balls below. I want, at least for 11, I prefer having at least 3 regular fortress stages, but I can go at 4. Of course, they have to avoid the Curse of Wily Tree. Mega Man 11 avoided the Curse of Wily Tree by not even having a traditional Wily Tree. Difficult stage, but it works. Oh, that game, Sylv. No, I was not referring to that game when I said spoilers. I was referring to something else. Forward up is DK-94 Airplane by Oscar. 23 plays, score 5. But yeah, that's not really an old meme. Okay, whenever I say the Curse of Wily Tree, it's kind of an... Hang on a sec. I got magnets everywhere. Okay, whenever I say the Curse of Wily Tree, it's an observation across most of Mega Man Classic games and fan games that the Wily Tree stages in the fortresses tend to be the worst of the bunch, or lackluster. Almost without fail. Hence the curse. Ah, I see, J Butters, thank you. Ah, poorly timed it. Is that the one starring Roll, Sylv? Also, keep in mind when we talk about the Curse of Wyatt Tree, we're usually referring to fortresses that are about 4 to 5 regular stages long before the RM rematches. Things get a lot more complicated when you have multiple fortresses. Like, if you have 2 fortresses and castles, then, I'm sorry, the visual. You know what, I'm gonna just deal with him first and then do that. No, I think they're referring to something else, because I know there was a fan game starring... I know that doesn't really clarify that much, but I know there was a fan game starring, Roll and a bunch of gender-swapped RMs. Oh, okay, now... Okay, you're referring... Is that the one you're referring to, Sylv? The one starring Roll versus a bunch of gender-swapped RMs? Roll Boss Rush? Is that the one? Let me check. Hang on a moment. I need to check right now if that's the name. Give me a second. I'm muted. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it is. Oh my goodness, it's not just a fan game, it's a homebrew game for the PS1. That is actually quite impressive. I thought it was just a fan game for the PC, a somewhat crummy fan game for the PC, but the fact they went through the effort to make it a PS1 homebrew actually makes me impressed. Yes, it's a homebrew fan game for the PlayStation 1. Honestly, if I cover it on this channel, it's gonna be for April Fools. Hang on, I'm writing it down now. I knew about the game, but I forgot the name. You'll need a PS1 emulator. I don't mind rematch stages so much. When I talk about the Curse of Wyatt Tree, the thing with the rematch stages, you can expect what you get from them. With Curse of Wyatt Tree, it could be so much from the Wyatt Tree is the worst of the bunch, or it can range from either Wyatt Tree's quality being the worst of the fortress stages, even worse than rematch, or it could be to just its lackluster. That's it, I'm just using these. Okay, Jedok, that doesn't really narrow it down. I've covered a bunch of games on channel which include quote-unquote fan service. But yeah. I know there's two things that are, eyebrow raising, so if I cover it, it'll be April Fools and I'll age-gate the stream. I'm just saying that your warning isn't really specific enough. I can go to more details, but right now I'm in kind of the middle of this, so yeah. No. Mercifully, no, Sylv. I'm saying this because I watched Heavy Sai's playthrough of that. I know there can be some unfortunately hilarious positioning, but yeah. Oh shoot, that is strong. How do we do this? I know there's a kind of an unfortunate interaction that can happen with the Yellow Devil. That's more due to accident. Okay. Get to the top, immediately dodge roll to the right, then switch over to the left. Like that. Oh, oh my gosh, that life killed me. Okay, now I'm gonna die again. Let's try again. I can't believe that's the life itself is now an obstacle. Well, it is copyrighted. I can always just mute it. Or I can just do what I usually do and just talk over it. Okay. There. Forgot that it's that strong. I thought it's gonna be a little bit of an increase. This is one of those situations where due to engine shenanigans, the life itself actually becomes a hazard. I'm sorry, Sylv. That's your punishment. If you jump off screen, the rain doesn't follow you there. Alright, we're out of here. This was unintentionally the hardest part of the section due to the life and wind. Now, if we had instant delay, that wouldn't be a problem. Due to Poe's Law, J Butters, I don't know if you're joking or that's an actual legitimate thing. Oh, it's real. I'm sorry, J Butters. With all the jokes to make on the stream, I was half wondering if we're doing a bit or something. Can I go through the spikes? I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't. You can DM me the video if necessary, if it's, too inappropriate. Jaden, I'm reading your messages, I just don't have a real response to it. And I also fold in with the other things. You have to be patient. Okay, back on. Again, I'm hesitant to do deliberately more let me rephrase it. I'm hesitant to cover rather saucy stuff on the channel, or quite more saucy stuff on the channel. Maybe due to a combination of they're either in genres I'm not very interested in, or because I don't want to deal with having you or others simping over the characters repeatedly, or thirsting. It's not really the games themselves, it's just that if I have to cover it, I'll likely just do it off stream, because I just find a lot of that thirsting, especially in games where it's not even the main focus, it becomes a tiresome and the same thing over. Arceus has some fan service, but I think it's fine. It's like the typical amount of anime. And besides, I've played very gory games on this channel before. It wouldn't be fair if I can't say, oh, I can't cover this. It shows a little bit too much skin here, even though it's, really not. You say that, and you did keep doing it, Jaden. Again, I don't mind. It's not so much of a problem if one of the main focuses of the game is fan service, like Senran Kagura or Bayonetta. Although they handle the fan service in different ways, I'd say. But in other games where it's not the focus, it becomes just a distraction. Well, not just a distraction. It's more of a personal thing. It ends up being the same thing, repetitive thing over with no variation. Mind you, I'd have the same reaction if people started commenting the blood and gore of games in the same way. Alright, let's actually lock in and defeat this boss. I just want to get up there. The problem... Okay. I'm now not gonna fall into a pit. Let's get to the other side then. Alright, we're good. That's it. Okay, now the fight's a lot easier. I could have done this better, but I'm swinging my attention between chat and stuff. You didn't need to remove that message, Iwumi. I think it's fine. Sorry about my rant about more fan servicey titles. Alright, let me check that message. I'm curious. A Glugan True Gel. I'm gonna mute. Oh! I recognize that creator. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, this just looks like this looks like a more amped up version of Burst Chaser to me. Oh my goodness, that's gonna require quite a bit of movement. Yeah, it looks cool, but oh my goodness. I worry about my hands if I were to do that. One sec. Yeah, I remember. Actually, let me check that. Do they have that message still up there? Let's see. It's from deleted user. Okay, it was back in 2021. So yeah, I have no idea why they decided I think they either didn't know the channel rules or they're trying to pull a fast one on us. Yeah, no. That straight up violates both YouTube and my channel and YouTube's NSFW rules. I am not gonna think of doing that unless I'm paid. Even then, it's gonna be very heavily censored. Heck, if I was actually going to do a game that would be heavily censored, it'd be Honey Pop. Or that one Slime Girl Quest game. Or trolling. That's pulling a fast one on us. I think they either deleted their account or they're banned by Discord. I mean, Discord the company, so I don't know. Anyways, putting aside NSFW games, that very NSFW games. Oh boy. Fifth up is MMR2, Wily Safari Fortress 3, Toxic Reactor, Violet Patio, 57 plays and a score of 16. Hey B-Dasher, welcome. If you're referring to the one that the deleted user did, then, I guess so. I don't want to go too much into specifics because I want to keep the stream PG-13, please. And it's going into topics and getting kind of uncomfortable talking. But yeah, we move on. I hate to use the line that Jaden uses, but can we sort of move on to a little bit of a different topic, please? Or move back to Roll Boss Rush? Again, they're games with I want to say it this way. They're games with fan service, and then there's games which are just straight up NSFW. Oh my gosh, that's a terrible start. Yeah, I deserve that. Fine. I'm okay with covering the former, not so much the latter. This is why I'm also kind of hesitant of recovering or covering Laika Age Through Blood, because that game's rating kind of breaks the server rules. I mean, sure, play it. I mean, cover it, talk about it. The side. I mean, I looked at a playthrough of Laika, it's mostly fine. I just need to censor a few things, maybe. Like, it's one of those games where you can get around a lot of things quite... It's not too hard to redact those. And honestly, I wonder if it was if the rating board may gave it a little bit too high of a rating. Well, I know what the birthday gift to give to Silva in the future then. Or anti-birthday. Eep. Hit me down. Ice wall. Ouch. Oh gosh. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Or of course some of the stuff in Fallout. It's not the blood which I'm worried about, it's the gore in the 2 scenes. No squish. Also, hi Spring. I just sent a level ID. Q, you can find the queue by scrolling down and clicking on the queue link, I believe. Oh. No, Jaden, that's not the reason why it got that rating. It's the other reason. Let me check what rating if it got re-rated. What? 3? Let me check. Huh. I don't really see a rating again on this one. Okay. So I guess it reverts back down to M rating. Okay, it's fine to cover in the channel then. Okay, so I guess that got reverted. I thought there was an AO rating on one of the pages of the game. Okay, the reason why I got an AO rating originally, or whatever, is because of the extreme blood and gore. That's the real reason. I guess there was either a misrating or someone posted the wrong thing. And when I say extreme blood and gore, I mean Mortal Kombat levels. Except, not treated as comedy. Mostly. Okay, now time to figure out how to get here. Thank you, B-Dasher. Okay, what is the strategy here? Like Laika is, it has some comedic bits, but it's very, very dark humor. Yeah, I guess it's a timing thing. Thank you, Roll, for having the screwy... I think I can do it if I time it a little bit better. Knowing the patio, there's no checkpoint right after this screen. If I time too early, then I land either on the side or on the top of it. I need to be behind it. And of course, spike hitbox, which doesn't seem like it should. Try not to sink too much. I don't like that spike positioning, or the spike they specifically use for that. It doesn't make sense of what is happening. Welcome to the challenge that this level pack didn't actually teach us enough about, or at all. So like that. Okay. Would have preferred an easier challenge before then, but maybe it was there, I don't know. Oh my goodness. No, fish. I should have just used an aerial attack. Okay, now I do this. Okay, get here. Tap jump instead. Okay, do I have any... Yeah, I have a perfect weapon for this. Okay, let's ice wall this. Uh-oh. I may have broken the pattern. Now they're horribly desynced. Okay, don't use that. There. Wasn't that bad. No Tingle Blade necessary, just use the shield. Oh boy. How about this time, though? No, it floats up. Darn it. Hang on a moment. Haha, wheel cutter for the save. And a checkpoint. Time it better. That room is actually... Yeah, that room is actually fairly simple once I got the idea that, hey, don't jump as high. I'll take the... I won't take the hit. Aha, saved again. Oh. Huh. This jump is actually tricky because of the sun wind shifts. Oh, okay. That works, I guess. Ooh, bouncy. Boing. That's actually kind of fun. No, that's... Okay, slide. This one job is ending up being the trickiest one because of the sliding collision and the two floating mines. Tap jumping is risky because this engine, and jumping off the ledge is also kind of a difficulty. Yeah, this screen is kind of a pain, especially with the first jump. Okay, hold left and down. Oh no. Almost, if I was more aggressive. The hardest part of this whole section isn't even the middle or ending, it's the start. Because of the precision of this one jump and the timing, it causes so many deaths. Yeah, I knew it was there. I'd argue, can you please move or make this a bit easier? This has a backwards difficulty curve. Oh, we can make it this way, eh? Okay. A little janky, works. That's it. Just roll me, roll me, roll me. Good checkpoint placement, though. I would put it about there. Ooh. Just 2 HP, eh? Okay. Dodge to survive, or perish. Not gonna lie, compared to your previous stage, this is still less frustrating than that. Only really 2 spots which are proved to be troublesome. And the last one, the first part of the last section, the first part of the previous section was the one. Oh, okay. There. It's also a case of different strokes for different blokes. I'm not really the target audience for these sorts of stages. Left. Couldn't really tell as well. So for me, because I'm not really a person who focuses on diet Kaizo and Kaizo stages, I don't find these as fun. And I also get the feeling that these stages aren't quite as play-tested. Oh gosh, I'm dead. It's more personal preference. Again, if I was more like Mega Marino, then sure. I would enjoy this more as well. Simply put, this stage was simply not designed for me. Certain things could be improved though, I agree. Not to the same extent, J Butters. Like, your focus on Diet Kaizo feels different than what the Padud usually does. There's a lot more, there's a lot less trial and error stuff, it feels. Oh my goodness. Wait, what? What happened? Oh, it got caught. Darn it. My goodness. Should have rolled. Not gonna lie, that's not the worst example of spike hitboxes. If you wanted a more pertinent example, recall the section at the start which I got stuck on because I didn't realize the fact close enough that I needed to not jump as high. Right. That helps that as it can extend. Thank you, Lorenzo. It doesn't... See, this stage doesn't really have any confusing parts, except maybe that first thing. It's just that it's a lot harder. Way harder. This is one of those things where I'm hesitant to criticize this more because... Again, I keep circling back to this point like a broken record. It's not designed for me. But the patio's easier stages, sure, I can do them, but the fortress ones like these, I can't really. Not consistently, mind you. With your stage, Sunflower, the difficulty wasn't so much an issue, is that 2 points were kind of confusing. Other concern, if I get too close to the spikes, I'm dead. And I can't really trust this. This is why, I'm gonna say this, this is why people like Buster don't really like the patio stages or don't really think they're well designed. I'm out. That's the end of the stage. Unlike most of other patio stages, this was the hardest part of the stage, barring some weird stuff. Now time for an easier part, the boss fight. Oh no. Not the powdered donuts of doom. Alright. Gotcha. G freaking G. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning to that, J Butters. That kind of also echoes a lot of my criticisms for many other Lapatio's Fortress stages, but I think by this point, we've come to an agreement that I'm merely playing this because I enjoy many of the stages and they want to see me try beating it, especially for someone out of my element. I'm not the target audience, so my praises and criticisms are not going to be held as highly as some others who are more focused on this subgenre of maker levels. There are certain things I would fix, however, like that weird difficulty start spike. Otherwise, yeah. It's a cool level, yeah, but it's a cool level, neat setups, but I'm not skilled enough to properly appreciate it. I'm not gonna say it's a bad stage, though. I'm not one of those people who gets a really frustrated level and just says, "Oh, automatically it's bad." I'm not that kind of person. Next up is MM3 Wily Fortress Fusion version 2 1.9 edition by Lunar Chris. 35 plays and a score of 14. Here comes the random bot incursion. Best way to deal with them is to completely ignore them. Don't acknowledge their existence. Otherwise, they will bring their friends and family. Are you sure about that, Sylve? They have better spelling and grammar. I try my best, Lorenzo. Even if I act frustrated several times throughout the stage, and I do get frustrated, I try my best to at least be somewhat objective, especially with Mega Man Maker classic stuff. Or Mega Man classic stuff. And appreciate what I can. Not all the stages are for me, and not all the stages I like are for others. Ah, that's cool. It's also partly the case that, with my current following, with the number of subscribers who follow me for my Mega Man content, I have to be more careful of what I say when I evaluate stuff that's Mega Man Classic, Mega Man X, or Mega Man related in general. I don't want random people who show up to the stream to think I have to get the wrong idea of me and what I think of what works and doesn't work for Mega Man. If I was a smaller YouTuber, much smaller, I would be less careful, but with my current size and how big the Maker community is, relatively speaking nowadays, I have to be more careful with my words. Oh, we can switch characters. Neat. Okay, 2. You'll see me be more cautious with stuff, You'll also see me be more cautious with stuff that is outside my element, outside my preferred genres, or in general from series series/franchises I haven't experienced as much. Like when I eventually cover more Sonic and Mario games and fan games / ROM hacks, I'm also going to preface a lot of my stuff by saying, these are my subjective opinions. I haven't played enough of the games to make some super conclusions, other than the stuff that is usually more general in terms of platformers. Oh. Alright, phase 3. $2K? 2K is kind of on the... maybe not small... if I was saying small or tiny, like if I had only a few hundred subscribers, I'd be more... am less cautious with what I'm saying. Thank you, Lorenzo. It's something I've picked up on because I got frustrated that when watching bigger streamers do the same. Giving out their opinion or positions as if it's objective fact. Oh yeah, let me answer your question, B-Dasher. And before that, thank you for joining, Waso Salty. It's really appreciate that. Yeah, it is pretty small relative to other like, I would love to have at least 10k subscribers, or more than that, I at least want 10 active viewers even during the evening streams. That's my final goal. And I sort of technically get that during the co-op sessions, but... yeah, in a much smaller community or franchise, 2k would be a lot. But the Mega Man franchise, even the Mega Man fan game, fan community, fan ROM hacks, what have you, 2k's kind of small to maybe moderate. Like the sweet spot would be in the 10k-ish subscriber territory, 10 to 20k. Alright, let me answer B-Dasher. Okay, when I say it was not for you... okay. Lapatius levels, specifically the one you saw just now, Toxic Reactor, they fall into the subgenre levels I like to call Diet Kaizo. Kaizo in the sense that it requires quite a bit of game knowledge and player skill to actually beat. Diet in the sense that it's not the full-on Kaizo stages which require a lot of knowledge. It requires a decent amount of knowledge, but not to the extent where it alienates like 99.9% of the player base. Maybe add a few more nines to the end of that. I use the term Kaizo, I'm borrowing the term Kaizo from Kaizo Mario World. I do say what I want to say, but I like to be a little bit more careful with my phrasing and not give people the wrong idea. Okay, yeah, Diet Kaizo and Kaizo levels do involve a lot of precision sometimes, but the main thing they require, as I've noticed, is game knowledge. Not just of the obvious things, but also the more peculiar interactions that are specific to the engine. Not all Kaizo levels actually require precision per se. Some force you to be a lot more avoiding damage focus. Others force you to focus on running to the end under a time limit. And others may be just like a showcase stage where, to even pass to the end, you need to know some specific interactions. Same, B-Dasher, same. I prefer more tech-focused Kaizos to precision anyways. Like, on the really brutal side, that's why I don't like... See, that's why I don't, for example, like falling into one-block gaps. You basically have only a few pixels leeway to fall in holes here. I don't mind if you have a few bits precision here and there, but to that degree I just don't find that enjoyable. That is one goal to aim towards, but be careful. If you do decide to make a full-on Kaizo stage, keep in mind that you're alienating most of the player base. And it's not like many of them don't want to learn how to be good at the game, it's just that they don't have the time to. Or they're playing multiple games. I love Mega Man Maker, and that's why I spent several hundred hours and counting streaming this. Well, probably several thousand at this point. But I am pretty much on the upper echelons of playtime. And then there's people like Mega Marino who just blow me out of the water. Fair enough. That is fair enough. Alright, rematch stage. Or rather, we skipped the rematch because why? Like, this is a Fortress fusion of the Mega Man 3 Fortress stages. Let's see, try this again, shall we? And I'll continue the conversation in a moment. Let me defeat this boss, because Jaden did raise an interesting point. Oh, darn it. Okay. Punch. Very well from the beginning. Don't want to waste my E-Tank right now. That was a beautiful start. Uh-oh, whoa, whoa. Ah, darn it. That's it, I'm just gonna pull out Mega Man. The shield blocking's not worth it. Oh no. You know what? How would Roll do this? I'm curious. Flappy. Beat, come. Gotcha. Okay then, if this is how it's gonna go, we're going Proto. Thought I tried zapping him before, but I guess I forgot. Okay, what's your weakness now? Snakes? No. I thought so. One more! Come on, where are you, Snakey? Okay. Base. Okay. Atari Gamma. Not gonna lie, that is a cool way of batting him back in. Hang on, give me a... I don't know if I can actually toss spin him from here. Ah, no two-phase. First phase... The last part of the boss fight was much harder, but I guess this works. Border solution indeed. Without weaknesses, that last boss is difficult. Alright, let me look back to Jaden's statement. Because he does raise a good point. I'm gonna reread it to all of you. By Jaden. I'm with Ederville on that one. Not everyone will gravitate towards harder stuff like Mega Man. Keyword Mega Man. Let alone stuff like I wanna be the guy. Looking at the franchise as a whole, to the general audience of video game players, I'm referring to everyone from the casuals to the super hardcore. Or if you want to expand even further, to the general audience of people who are for non-game, quote-unquote, non-video game players, to semi-video game players, to full-on video game players, to insert adjective here, video game players. The Mega Man franchise, or let's specify this to make it a bit easier, what they think about the Mega Man franchise, which usually results in referring to the Mega Man Classic and maybe Mega Man X series. It's actually one of the harder franchises to get into, because our games in general have a higher skill floor. Like, when I really think about it and compare it to, for example, the 2D Mario and Sonic games, Mega Man's skill floor in order to actually succeed is notably higher. Not only do you have to be good at not only do you have to be decent enough at platforming from the 2D environments and the various platform-related gimmicks and mechanics, but you also have to be decent at destroying the various types of enemies who can assail you with different types of movesets and abilities. And on top of that, the boss fights are no slouches either. Most of the time they're not pushovers and force you to pay attention to their patterns. I know Mario and Sonic have that to a certain extent, but when you think about 2D Mario, most of the challenge from there doesn't really come from the enemies, or even the boss fights. They come more from the level design itself, and you can just focus more on the level design and not worry so much about the enemies. Most of the enemies don't really have that as complicated patterns as Mega Man. Same with Sonic. And as for Sonic, you basically have regenerating health as long as you can pick up the rings, which in most situations isn't actually that difficult. So yeah, when I talk about... So looping back to the earlier conversation, when I talk about Dai Kaizo, that is relative to Mega Man itself, not games in general. or other platformers in general. Otherwise, a bunch of the stages I wouldn't consider Diet Kaizo in respect to Mega Man. I would consider Diet Kaizo in respect to platformers. But that is just me. I want to hear all of your takes. I'm not holding my breath for Silk Song either. Frankly, I will get around to playing Hollow Knight later this year, ideally. I feel the most important contributions from Hollow Knight are the awesome game itself, its DLC/expansion packs, and the major inspirations it's had on dozens, if not hundreds, of indie and non-indie Metroidvanias that followed it. For Metroidvania design in general. Similar to the way how Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night influenced hundreds if not thousands of Metroidvanias after them. Yeah, it doesn't help that the franchise has been dormant forever. It also doesn't help that Capcom has kind of suffered. Mega Man has been one of the series that suffered from Capcom sequel stagnation, where many of the sequels are basically expansion pack sequels. They don't really iterate on the formula that much. It's like refinements or loss of refinements. Like, if we're only talking about games with major enhancements to the franchise, then we would have to cut out at least half the games in the classic series, or 1/3 of them. Welcome back, Endomizer. How's the Battle Network 4 going? But yeah, J-Butters, it could attract a way bigger audience, and it did have a way bigger audience before, but it was never as big as Mario and Sonic, and once we got into the GBA era and onwards, yeah, it kind of diminished. Excuse me, J-Butters? Only half? That is very generous. I wanna... I would make the argument that Sonic /... Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much... See, even when... I'm gonna make the argument and say that the Sonic franchise, in general, has shot itself in the foot for at least 90 to 95% of its lifespan. Even when it was successful, either the developers, publishers, companies involved, fans, combination, what have you, advertisers, insert other groups here. Even when they were successful, they ended up making some boneheaded decisions which were, in retrospect, or even during the time, sometimes actually baffling. We just didn't know about it. We can talk about all the shenanigans that was pulled off during the classic Genesis era, and things got more apparent in the late quote-unquote adventure era. And here's the thing, J-Butters. Unlike Mega Man, Sonic was actually in the mainstream for a while. For a while, at least in terms of advertising and public consciousness, he was considered to be a rival to Mario. Maybe not to the same pedestal, but he was in punching distance. At least in terms of perception. But once we got out of the Genesis era, that diminished due to many, 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 many reasons and decisions. That being said, the franchise has stuck along thanks to the very dedicated fan base that it doesn't really deserve, and has been going through a resurgence thanks to stuff like the next resurgence. I need to clarify, because Generations was the last one, and it's still very good. I mean, it's funny how Generations signaled the last resurgence, and Sonic Cross Shadow Generations signals the second resurgence, combined with the Sonic movie tree. Yeah, Adventure tried with its Adventure 1 and 2 tried with their plots, especially 2, so I give them credit. Yeah, it is very good. I honestly, I think the level design and gameplay of Shadow Generations is superior. They managed to refine the boost formula even more and make it more enjoyable, combining the best parts of Gen and Frontiers. Troubled developments of many games. Extreme was one of them. It was really dumb. I'm gonna say this. It was really dumb that for Sega's competitor system to Nintendo's Nintendo 64, there wasn't a mainline Sonic game. We did have the spin-off of 3D Blast for the Saturn, but we really should have something like Extreme. The fact that we had to wait another generation to get Adventure really hampered in the public consciousness. Also didn't help Saturn was a difficult system to develop for. I don't know if Mega Man's movement makes platforming a bit more clunky than Mario. Like, I kind of find platforming in Mega Man easier than Mario, because Mega Man, barring ice physics and fan stuff, Mega Man has infinite acceleration and deceleration, whereas Mario and Sonic have momentum physics, more so with Sonic, so it actually increases the skill floor of the platforming. However, with with those two games, you don't need to worry so much about enemy combat. But with Mega Man, not only do you have to worry about platforming, but also combat, and you have to do both of them half decently as well in order to succeed. If you fail on one side, you won't be beating the stages. I said mainline Sonic game, not spin-offs. Alright, backing up to Indemizer's statement. Sorry for not talking about levels, I really like talking about this thing. The next stage is gonna be Grown Wardy, so give me a moment. The secret level episode of Mega Man was actually considered one of the best ones, so it worked. Oh yeah, B-Dasher, give me a second. Can you resubmit your level ID just so I can make sure it was added? I'm gonna take a short pause, get some water, and then... Okay. 559887. That level is 9th on the queue. Let's see if I'll actually be able to get to it today. Okay, give me a sec, I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Oh, where's yours in the queue? You are 9th up. Due to how much money each episode costed, none of the episodes were 30 minutes long, so I would say a more fair length for an episode would be about 20. I would prefer it if the Mega Man episode was about 20 minutes or so. That would be fair enough for me. I'm currently going to level 7. Alright, time for a grown-worthy stage. Chat, is this Riz by Typogal. 27 plays, score of 1. If you're wondering who sent it, it's pretty obvious. Okay, let me guess. Aww. Is this what Toxic Yuri is? Well, okay. Alright, 8 up is Dungeon Tree Shield by PJ the Human. 12 play, score 0, and this has an NSF replacement, so I'll be silent. I'm just using NSF replacements, where I take one of the NSF files which are used for playing music in the engine and replace it with a different one with the same name. That's how I was able to get the soundtrack. That's how I was able to get this music file playing. Ah, that's the order. Yeah, it seems like the looping is a bit, spotty. I get what they're trying to do, but, and some instrumentation is, it feels a little bit off instrument. Welcome to the second part of the dungeon. What's down here? Oh my goodness. Okay, go down in the sand. Up. Oh, nothing here. Nope, we can't add custom music to our online levels now. As fun as that would be horribly exploitable. No, don't send me a 30-minute version. The file size is gonna be crazy. I don't mind if the looping isn't perfect, but I don't mind if, for example, it loops at a little bit of an awkward position or it's a few frames off. What I do mind is if the instrumentation suddenly gets corrupted a bit. Mega Man Soccer's music's neat, especially Woodman's team. Anyways, speaking of Castlevania. Oh yeah, I never answered your question. Yeah, Base Simon's Quest is yeah. I may eventually play Simon's Quest, if only because of the value it has in the franchise and other things. And how directly it inspired Symphony of the Night. But I'm gonna play with a retranslation patch, which improves the dialogue. Albeit low quality. I'm just... oh no. I'm thinking of that one... oh man, I'm thinking of that one April Fool's fan game I wish to cover. Getting better, more complex. Okay, do we have the time? Alright, this'll be it. So the ninth and final stage of this episode is Blizzard Belfry by B-Dasher, with anyone plays and a score of 18. That's a notable amount of downvotes. Wonder why. Alright, you're gonna be the last up. Let's do this. Like, that is a very promising number of upvotes and a worrying number of downvotes, which implies that this stage got a bit polarizing at some point. Which makes me even more intrigued. It's one thing if a stage gets 2 or 3 upvotes as well as 2 or 3 downvotes. It's another one to have this number of upvotes simultaneously with this number of downvotes. That implies this stage did something, or that implies this stage experimented with something that didn't quite hit the mark, or something happened. Polarizing. You win the pun of the day. Ah, sure, Slash. Post it on the server under self-promo. I'll have time to show it. Assuming the stage doesn't take 20 minutes. Perhaps. But here's the thing, J-Butters. Usually levels that people have trouble beating due to skill issues, they don't get this number of upvotes. Unless B-Dashers is already well known in the maker level design community, in which case they could be benefiting the same way Lepandio is benefiting. Like, if Lepandio wasn't as well known in the maker community for their levels, they wouldn't be so upvoted as they are today. I would do one thing, and that is make the foreground stand out more from the background. It is a little bit, especially inside here. Okay, that's better. We're outside of the Christmas house. And we're back inside. Must be at least 1 or 2 quite hard ones. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, I jumped too high there. Should not have held down the button there. Slide jump, folks. Yeah, full shadows would do. Like, it looks pretty, but gameplay-wise, it can be a little bit, I don't know, especially when you're jumping up like that. Okay, no jumping required. Yes. That was me misunderstanding the situation. Go figure. Yee! Suddenly disappeared on screen and became active. Oh yeah, ice physics. Can't wait for a magnet to show up and kill me. Okay, it's just a timing challenge, don't need to jump low. Now I need to switch. This is more of an engine thing, but this is more of a critique of the engine than your positioning. But I wish there was a visual difference between these boxes that switch the magnetic attraction and those that always keep it. Actually, that's perfect. Oh, okay, Ice Physics got me there. Not to worry. Alright. Now we try this again. Take two. Gotcha. Probably spent more time than it was necessary, but this was the more fun way. I wouldn't mind as much if I could... They are kind of like the magnets, so you have to be careful in that way. You know what? I'm not dealing with you this way. There you go. Much better. Beep. Conduct man. Water height changers are awesome. Oh, the liquid height changers to be specific now. What? Oh, okay. Getting tricky, but still perfectly doable. Don't you love being able to use your special weapons to work around these situations? Excuse me. Construction crew upstairs. Same, for more experienced players. How close am I to the end, by the way? There are a few tricky spots, but nothing that would cause me to give a downvote, really. Not yet, anyways. Gonna get a full refresh. Ooh, almost. Surprisingly, it didn't take that much damage. Or die. That's the most shocking part of this. This, however, that was more surprising. Ah, hit myself on the ceiling. That ceiling. Yeah, shadows will go a long way to improving this. Specifically the indoor parts. Using this as an example, these Oni wind generators, they never switch direction, but they look exactly the same as the ones that do. I wish the engine made a distinction between those. Ah! Ice physics get me. It doesn't even need to be a color distinction, at least have a visual style, like make arrows or something. It can be subtle if you really want to. I was referring to the devs here. Okay. Plan is get up there. Plan successful. Oops. The intended way. Really, I wouldn't give the stage a downvote. Honestly, it had an overall a decent difficulty curve, introductions, escalations, recombinations, and a decent enough climax. The only thing I may criticize the stage for is that it could have ended 1 or 2 sections earlier. At a certain point, the challenges kind of got samey, like different iterations of the same things. So you may want to spruce off the middle to late portion of the stage to vary it up a bit more. Last section was fine though. Overall, this is my favorite level of the episode. Good job, B-Dasher. Fridge Man's no problem, even with this arena. Help. Goodbye. Not even the hardest stage I played in this episode, to be fair. I think 2 of the stages were harder. I'll vote against. Let's see. I love using special weapons in Mega Man, especially Mega Man Classic. It's what distinguishes itself from many other 2D platformers, many other 2D action platformers. Mega Man to me mainly relies on 3 things. Or 4 things, really. Mega Man Classic to me is 4 things. First, the awesome platforming involving a solid set of controls, movement / ability, base movement abilities, and going through different environments with different challenges that involve the environment itself or various gimmicks / mechanics. Having to dispatch different types of enemies, which can sometimes force you to pay attention to their movesets and abilities. 3, the variety. Okay, and 2, that also includes the bosses at the end of most stages. Because, especially with the RM regular stages, they all feel distinct, or they try to be distinct with different thematics. Number 3 would be the special weapons. Like, the special weapons and how to tie with number 4, the non-linearity. That's what makes me come back to Mega Man and what makes it so replayable. Having the ability to choose which special weapons to go through the stages, and how to change up the flow of the levels, how they can do that. And 4, as I said, is the non-linearity. How in most Mega Man Classic games, you have a choice of 8 RMs and you can pick the order you go through, and that can affect the upgrades and weapons you have access to. Those 4 things are what keep me coming back to Mega Man Classic. I would say, J Butters, my issue with the stage is that it could have been actually cut, with the way it is right now, it could have been cut down by 2 sections and nothing much would be lost. Really what it should have done is remove those 2 sections or replace them with areas that actually explore the mechanics further. have more advanced setups involving the X platforms, Pac-Man platforms, and the Bel Air ringers. I would say also the blocks blending in with the background could be a bit iffy. Shadows could fix that. So overall, of the 9 Veersmith levels I covered in today's stream, my favorite one would be Blizzard Belfry by B Dasher. No honorable mentions for this week as nothing really raised to the occasion as much. The closest thing I'd probably say is Nuclear Stomp's level, but even then it pales in comparison to B Dasher stuff. So, with all that said and done, it is time for a self-promo and art showcase. Slash DX wanted me to showcase their stage, so let's do that. Lizer. Let's rock. The spiritual successor to Dr. Wither's Domination. This time only starring Slizer, in a more zoomed in format. And the sprite work's actually a bit better. At least on the characters. With the environments, needs a bit more refinement. I know this is an early build, so I'm not going to criticize as much, but for later ones, darken the background more, please. Even the music itself, which I criticized in the original one for not being for me, it sounds better here. Boing. Oh my gosh, Golem. Really just 1 damage? That's not what I recall. You were supposed to use a full combo set of Slicer to actually deal damage, not just 1 slash at a time. I noticed that the music's inspired by stuff like Mortal Kombat. It's certainly better. Alright, art showcase time. Oh yeah, animation, Metal Werehog. Impressive. Original post from Soul 3D. I'm gonna share this somewhere else. And last but not least, Air Drone fella. Ooh, 2 of them. They almost look like they would fit in Battle Network with some changes. That concludes the art showcase and subsequently the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for our channel. It is really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on Mastodon and Blue Sky as well, and join my Discord server as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.